God warns the enemy is actively hiding your blessing. There's a piece of this message you absolutely need to hear. So don't even think about skipping today. I'm not just whispering to you. My words are fiery because something you did really shook heaven to its core and can't be forgotten. That warning that's keeping you from a big loss you're not ready for could be lost. If you scroll past this, what I'm about to do to you will protect your future and bring back something that almost got lost. Please stay and listen carefully. The mistake you made wasn't small or hidden, and it left a gap that I need to close right away before more damage happens. Type Amen in the comments if you're ready to accept both help and correction right now. You didn't think about what you were doing because you thought no one saw and it was safe. I knew what the goal was though, and I saw how it made your spiritual covering weak. I'm not mad at you for being bad. I'm mad at you because I love you and I won't let you go in a direction that could ruin your path forever. Heaven saw because you have a special purpose, and when someone chosen does something wrong, it has a bigger effect than they know. Now I'm going to confront you so that what could have been a disaster can be turned into a story of being saved. To show that you're choosing to stay and listen with an open mind. Please like this video before continuing. Your mistake was because you were proud and got off track, letting your emotions lead you instead of my spirit. You gave your time to something that didn't deserve it and thought about something you should have turned down. I watched as you told yourself it wasn't that bad in your heart, but you knew deep down that I was warning you. I told you to slow down with that inner check that you ignored so you wouldn't have to deal with regret. I'm being strong because any delay now would cost you more than you can afford to lose. Please do not misunderstand my tone. I am not angry out of hate. I am angry out of a protective love that won't stay quiet. I fix those I claim. And you have been claimed, set apart, and sealed for a reason the enemy has tried to stop. The enemy saw that you made a small mistake and was ready to keep building on it until you lost all of your strength and confidence. I stepped in quickly because I won't let one careless choice destroy everything I've built in you. I'm stopping the FO before it turns into a crack that takes years to fix. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description or the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site. You are entering a community of like-minded believers. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests, lift up the burdens of others, and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of faith. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper study, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us build a global altar of worship. Haven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give and it will be given to you is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose. Join the conversation and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let's open the heavens together. Release your seed today. Join our community and see what God brings back into your life. After what happened, you felt far away from me. It wasn't because I left. It was because you were ashamed and tried to hide. I saw you think about it again and again as if you were afraid you had let me down too much to fix. Listen carefully. You let me down, but you didn't disqualify yourself. My voice is being raised because your future is too important to take lightly. You almost lost more than just peace. You almost lost your link to the blessing I had planned for this time. I want you to understand that the fact that heaven is paying attention to your mistake shows how important you are. The quiet would have gone on longer if you were normal, and you wouldn't have been corrected so quickly. I'm talking to you quickly because I need to protect something important that belongs to you. I'm keeping your next chance, your family, your thoughts, and your calling safe from what could happen if you make one mistake. Type Elon and Levon in the comments to let everyone know that you still think I'm looking out for your best interests. You can't even begin to imagine how hard things would have been if I had kept quiet. It would have been unclear where it should have been clear. Lost growth where it should have been gained and stressed peace where it should have been. I saw how things were going and decided to correct you instead of letting bad things happen so you could learn from them. You have to see this as grace wrapped up in strong words. I'm pulling you back before the door you opened a little bit turns into a storm. You're not being thrown away. You're being called to something better. I'm not showing you your mistake to make you feel bad. I'm showing it to you so you can get over it and be stronger than you were before. The anger you hear is my fierce desire to keep you safe. I won't let you settle for less than what I had planned. The wrong doors are being shut and the right ones are getting stronger right now. Follow me. Pay close attention, and before it's too late, let this moment change the way you act. I won't let confusion stay in your heart because it makes it harder to tell right from wrong and opens doors that shouldn't be opened. If you didn't pay attention, what you thought was a small compromise could grow into something big. It needs to be torn out now before it takes over your life. Watch how quickly things change if you're not careful. The enemy doesn't start by destroying things. He starts by distracting you, which is how you fell. You thought about things you should have turned down and listened to people who didn't have my wisdom. I saw the small change in your thoughts and stepped in before they changed the way you behaved in a way that couldn't be fixed. I became more angry because I wouldn't let small lies take away what I had worked hard to build in you. Because you were chosen, your mistakes matter. People are affected by your movement, even if you are not aware of it. The mood around you changes based on whether you follow the rules or not. I'm teaching you that being a leader starts in your own life long before it shows up in public. You almost destroyed not only your own peace but also the safety of those close to you. We're not trying to judge you. We're trying to make you stronger. I will not let you stay spiritually childish when I have called you to bigger tasks. In that moment, your feelings were stronger than the warning, so you pushed it away. My quiet voice must always be more important than your feelings. That's what I'm teaching you. Discipline now will keep bad things from happening later. Heaven saw right away for a reason. I care too much about your growth to ignore a pattern that is starting to show itself. I kept you safe from threats you didn't even know were coming your way. And I steered away dangers that never got to your door. I'm not going to let carelessness undo what grace has done. The goal of this correction is to strengthen your base, not to break you down. You might have been scared when you heard how angry I was, but that's not what I want. Respect is what I'm giving you back. I felt like you were taking my presence and the limits I set for you a little too lightly. It's easy to become lazy when you're comfortable, and being lazy makes you less spiritually strong. I want to wake you up before your weakness turns into loss. Please understand that I forgive you, but you need to change. I don't ignore patterns that could ruin your life. I tell you what to do so you rise, not so you fall. What I saw coming together could have stopped your progress for years. I stepped in because I want your life to move forward quickly, not slowly. To be clear, you are not turned down or thrown away. If I wanted to get rid of you, I wouldn't be so angry with you right now. Being able to talk to you about it shows that I care about you. I train people I care about and put money into people I want to help. Your future is still safe, but you need to obey to keep it that way. You couldn't see the spiritual effects that were happening. Things were going in the wrong direction and relationships were slowly changing. Before you felt the big wave, I saw the little ones. What was moving toward you stopped because I won't let one bad choice cost you years of having to rebuild. I used my anger as a shield. You should learn something from this instead of just being sad. What you regret won't change if you don't make changes. I am teaching you to be aware, not just sorry. I'm making you smarter so that the next time you won't be able to ignore the warning inside you like this. Growth needs times like these. The enemy hoped you would ignore my advice and keep going in the wrong direction. He thought that your pride would make you ignore my voice. But I'm telling you to be humble again before your pride makes walls between us. Being proud keeps you alone. But being humble brings you back together with others. I'm getting closer to you while I correct you. You are still safe with me. That hasn't changed. My anger did not take away my shield from you. Instead, it made it stronger. I'm making your limits stronger and your mind stronger. You will be more focused and follow through after this than before. This is a very important time, not a bad one. The next season will go in the direction you choose now. I will give you the blessing I prepared right away if you obey. If you fight back, you will have to deal with struggles that aren't necessary. Let me lead you to ease, not trouble. Your calling needs you to be mature. You can't have more favor if you keep up careless habits. I'm making it easier for you to take on more responsibility. You asked for growth, but growth needs to be tamed. The way I answer your prayer makes you stronger. God in heaven saw you and expects more from you. That expectation isn't stress, it's respect. If I didn't know what you could become, I wouldn't expect more from you. I can see the leader in you. Even when you don't act like a leader should. I'm pulling you up to make you look like the picture I have of you. Don't give up now. Don't let shame stop you from sharing your faith. Refuse to look back at what you did wrong and take a step forward in obedience. You can still count on me to walk with you and lead you. My anger has already begun to turn into advice. The mistake is not who you are. It is a lesson. You can get smarter in this moment if you let it. I'm making you into someone who doesn't make the same mistakes over and over again. Through this fight, strength is being built. There are still good things to come for you. Your next move will still bring you good luck, but I need your full attention and to give up everything. Full protection can't come from obeying only partially. I am putting you back in line so that the way ahead stays clear. Things that were almost a setback will now teach us something. What almost turned into a loss will become clear. This is no longer a breaking season. It is now a strengthening season. The anger I feel toward you is already helping you. Stay close to me now. Watch what you think. Keep your focus safe. You briefly ignored the sensitivity, but I'm bringing it back. This moment has marked you so you won't fall into the same trap again. I will always be your guardian, your provider, and your leader. Don't think I broke my promise. I'm just making you stronger so you can carry them without any problems. You are getting ready for the weight of favor. Through the fire of correction. You told yourself you were still in charge and that you were handling it well. This is how compromise works in a subtle way. It makes you think you're strong enough to flirt with being weak. I saw as you broke rules that you used to follow without thinking twice. The change was small, but over time small changes can change whole journeys. I stepped in before the small turned into a big worry. You can grow spiritually by following certain rules. One of these rules is to obey. If you do what I tell you, protection will come naturally. When you don't listen to my suggestions, you make things harder than they need to be. The mistake you made stopped the progress I have been working hard to make in your life. I'm now putting that progress back together, but I need your help. You need to understand how important your focus is. What you let into your mind is like an entrance. It will eventually shape what you do. You paid attention to something that made it harder for you to see clearly. For a moment, that made you less spiritually aware. I'm sharpening you again so that your good sense will beat your temptation. I'm not just telling you what to do. I'm also changing the way you see things. You need to change the way you think about my warnings from limits to shields. Every line I draw has a safety feature built into it. After I put that line there, you crossed it, leaving a safety zone around you. I quickly put you back where you belonged before any harm could happen. You will receive favor if you obey, and that favor is not random. I set up doors that can tell what's going on with you spiritually. When you change your alignment, you change your access, too. My mistake won't be able to close what I've opened for you. That's why I jumped in right away. Do not think that my firmness means I am far away. You don't realize how close I am now. It's personal to correct because it shows that I care. It would have been easier to be quiet if I were farther away. I chose to engage instead because I care a lot about your growth. Take a look at the parts of your life that felt heavy after you made that mistake. It wasn't a coincidence that it felt heavy. It meant that something needed to be fixed. There was trouble where there was once peace. My spirit was telling you through that resistance that you needed to make a change. Put 777 in the comments to show that you are choosing to be in line with your goals instead of on impulse as this awakening grows inside you. And know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our COEF community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself. Jesus says, this is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. It's important to think about long-term benefits over short-term pleasures. While the choice you made you feel better in the short term, it will have long-term effects. I stepped in because I can see past the present. I can see your whole life timeline and know what will happen if you make each choice. Trust my foresight. Even if you don't fully get it, the enemy looks at your weaknesses very carefully. He keeps looking for ways to get along and waits for consistent compromises. He plans his next move around things that happen over and over again. That plan was broken when I talked to you early. What could have been a stronghold turned out to be a lesson. You're stronger than the mistake you made. So that's why I'm correcting you instead of taking you off. You are who you are because of my calling, not because of your failure. But you need to be disciplined to keep your identity safe. Discipline isn't punishment. It's getting ready to do something better. I'm making your spiritual reflexes stronger. You will be able to hear the warning more clearly. The next time a similar temptation comes up, you'll remember this and make a different choice. Remembering things and being humble help you grow. I'm putting them both inside you now. There are some blessings that can only be handled by adults. I'm bringing you into times when your power will grow. Both strengths and weaknesses are amplified by power. I'm getting rid of weakness before influence grows. This is protection that looks like a fight. Don't let shame push you away and make you feel alone. Isolation is where mistakes happen more often. Stay close to me and in touch with the advice I give. The fact that you got a correction shows that you are still in my care. You are not being turned down. I am making you better. You would have thought I agreed with you if I had let you be quiet. Giving permission would have caused the mistake to happen again. It would have caused bigger problems if it had been done again later. Bigger problems would have needed bigger fixes. I stepped in early because I want you to have peace. In the comments, type 1212 to show that you agree with my correction. I'm making you more aware of my presence again. Your attention had become a little split and you were getting sidetracked. I am bringing your attention back to the middle. Focus makes you more spiritually powerful. Distractions don't work as well when you're in the present. You still have hope ahead of you. It hasn't been taken away. I'm keeping it safe. But promise needs everyone to work together. I'll lead, but you have to follow without question. Line up your things so that your path is smooth and your mind is clear. Right now, this is making you stronger. As you learn, even those who have been chosen must stay alert. A calling doesn't make you less responsible. It makes you more responsible. I'm making you into someone who takes that responsibility seriously and does so with humility. This mistake won't determine your future. How you handle being corrected will. Following through with obedience will be the start of a journey toward greater strength. If you fight it, you will cause unnecessary friction on your way. I'd like you to choose growth. That's brave of you to stay and listen instead of leaving. That humility has already made a difference. That which could have been a crack is now being used to make it stronger. You're better, stronger and more focused now than you were before. Remember how this made you feel. Let it remind you that even when it's loud, my voice is there to protect you. I will keep leading you with a mix of firmness and gentleness. I love you in both ways. Now walk forward with more awareness. Be careful with your thoughts. Take care of the environment on purpose. As I stand next to you, I'll make sure your steps are steady. There was no way you could keep up with how fast you were moving. Your drive was growing, but your inner guard had dropped. That balance is bad because growth that doesn't have a strong base falls apart when pressure builds up. I knew that pressure was going to come. So, I made your base stronger before it did. What seemed like anger was really support. You need to understand that being responsible is a sign of honor. You are responsible for what you do because you can handle more. People who don't want to grow don't get in trouble with me. I correct those who are meant to have an effect. The mistake you made showed you that you still needed to work on something. Quietly, habits were taking shape, and habits make you who you are. What you leave behind is shaped by your influence and who you are. A bad habit won't stop me from following my strong calling. I'm cutting the root off before it gets bigger. This is how I keep my plan safe after I corrected you. You may have noticed that your thoughts became clear again. The cloud that was over your choice started to clear. There's no chance in that. Once alignment is restored, clarity comes back on its own. Your vision is being cleared up so you can see the next steps clearly. You might have thought something was fine when it should have made you feel bad. So over time, spiritual sensitivity goes away in that way. When small compromises are made over and over, they become normal. It was an early end for me. I won't let you lose touch with what should wake you up. You need to be consistent with your calling, not have short bursts of passion followed by carelessness. You are becoming more consistent because of me. Being consistent builds authority. Power flows easily when your private life matches your public faith. I'm getting you ready for that level of stability. It's a sign of discipline to type 555 in the comments instead of anything else. For some reason, being told you're wrong before things go wrong is very powerful. A lot of people learn after they've already lost something. But I did it before loss even happened. That's kindness working through firmness. You were about to do something again that would have made things a lot worse. I stopped repeating that before it turned into something I felt bad about. You are learning that my presence doesn't mean nothing. I am actively following your journey. I can tell when you change, and when you get weaker, I get stronger. If you move out of alignment, I quickly pull you back. That's our deal, not control. How you feel about being corrected is important. When you let pride make you tough, you grow more slowly. Things change faster if you let humility soften you. I want your heart to be softened because you are soft. My wisdom can change you from the inside out. Soon there will be doors that need very sharp judgment. Right now, I'm teaching your spiritual senses how to tell the difference between things that are for me and things that aren't. Using good judgment keeps your future safe. If you don't have it, chances become traps. I'm making you more aware before opportunities come up. The mistake you made also showed where you were trying to get approval. You looked for approval in places that couldn't keep you going. You were open to attack after that search. I want to remind you that I have to give my okay first. Outside voices lose their power when you trust my voice. Feel free to type 999 in the comments to show that you trust me. Your weakest moment doesn't make you who you are. You are known by the path you take afterward. You are currently choosing to correct yourself instead of avoiding it. It was a strong choice. You are telling heaven that you want to grow. I am also giving you back your confidence. Being told off can shake you up, but it shouldn't break you. There's still time for you to be called covered and able. My anger didn't take away my favor. Instead, it made it stronger. There were unintended effects taking shape that you will never have to deal with because I stepped in. You won't know everything I did to stop it, but trust that I did it for your good. For some people, being safe means they never see what almost happened. Part of my love is that rescue that I can't see. You need to make better habits in the area where you slipped up. Instead of being weak, be self-controlled on purpose. In places where repetition changes, strength grows. I'm giving you another chance to not only not make that mistake again, but to grow up and get over it. This is how you grow up. Not by being perfect, but by accepting criticism with humility. And now you have more responsibility than before. Being responsible means being aware of how small choices can have big effects. I'm teaching you to think about more than just the present. The way ahead is still blessed. The things that were said about your life are still true. There is no take back. But now you have a stronger awareness that will keep those promises safe. Being aware is armor. You are also learning that when you mess up, I don't leave you. I'm interested in you. I teach you. I move you back into place. That engagement shows that you are committed. I promise to see you through to the end. This is the time to change how you control yourself. Be more careful with your time. Be more careful with your thoughts. Be smart about how you handle your friendships. I'm making you stronger so that you can move with skill. That time will be important to you when you look back on it. Not because of the mistake itself, but because of the fix that came after it. This is where you became more mature. This is where your spiritual senses got stronger. Do not be afraid to move forward now. My anger has done what it was meant to do. My advice is taking you forward. Pay close attention. Be humble. Stay aligned. You need to understand that growth often feels bad before it finally feels good. Even though it hurt your pride, telling you about your mistake opened your eyes. It's easy to make mistakes when your pride gets in the way. I got rid of that cloud so you could see again. To be clear is a gift. Even if you have to use strong language in your life, there are times when I will be soft and times when I will be firm. You needed to be firm because the stakes were higher than you thought. You were on the edge of a pattern that could have played out badly in the future. Before the edge turned into a fall, I pulled you back. The pull there wasn't rejection. It was safety. You can tell that the way you think has changed since then. Thoughts that seemed normal before now seem strange. That feeling of sensitivity coming back is my spirit making your judgment stronger. I'm rebuilding your internal alarm system so that you can spot danger faster. Early detection stops damage from getting worse. You are learning that being spiritually mature means staying aware. It's not enough to love me deeply without following through under pressure. Passion that isn't backed up by discipline fades quickly. I'm making you stronger from the inside out. When your mood changes, endurance helps you stay strong. Type 222 in the comments to show that you'd rather be patient than act on impulse. You should also know how important your obedience is in spiritual places you can't see. Some doors try to open, but when you choose alignment, they close. Because of what you did wrong, one of those doors was briefly broken. I sealed it again because I will not let anything stay that could trouble your peace. Obedience quickly makes things safe again. You might have felt bad about yourself for a short time after the correction. It's normal to feel that way, but it shouldn't last. It is not the point of conviction to condemn, but to correct. I want you to be stronger than you were before this. Being humble makes you stronger, while shame makes you smaller. Before I confronted you, your priorities changed in small ways. It was getting harder for you to do what you knew was right because it was so easy. For someone with purpose, that shift is dangerous. I can't let comfort get in the way of your life's calling. Your calling requires you to be consistent, even if it's easier to do something else. The anger you heard in my voice came from wanting to protect you. I protect what I want to make better. I watch over what I want to bless. I protect what holds promise because I don't think you're like most people. I don't take your mistakes lightly. You are now more aware of how quickly things can get you off track. Distractions often come in the form of harmless interests. But these can turn into focus that isn't where it should be. I'm teaching you to pay close attention. Focus keeps you strong. In the comments, type 1515 to say that you will keep your focus safe. This moment has also shown how much you can grow. Instead of leaving, you stayed and paid attention. That choice shows that you are becoming more humble. Being humble brings grace. Grace builds on what discipline starts. The tasks you have coming up are bigger. With more responsibilities coming, you will need to be smarter and more stable. I'm getting you ready now so that you are ready when those assignments come in. Sometimes getting ready feels like stress, but it makes you ready. I want you to think about how quickly peace came back after you admitted you were wrong. Having that peace is proof that things are back in line. Peace will be with you when you walk with me in obedience. As a warning, peace pulls away when you step out of line. Learn to pay attention to that sign. You are changing into someone who acts quickly when they are sure of something. A quick response cuts down on correction time. A late response makes the struggle last longer. You chose to answer, and that choice has already made your path easier. Thank you for being humble. Along with this, your confidence is growing stronger. You now know that I'll be there for you even if you trip. My participation shows that I'm committed. I'm not watching from afar. I'm talking to you from inside. Let this experience make you more respectful. Do not let the rules I set slip through your fingers. Boundaries don't get in the way of happiness. They lead to lasting peace. They will be stable if you honor them. You are still picked, still hugged, and still deeply loved. The promise was still valid after the mistake. It brought attention to the need to be careful. Being alert will now become a part of who you are. What could have been a setback is now becoming an opportunity to move forward. Being aware is making you mature faster. Discipline makes you more determined. Focus helps you see where you're going. You're making progress because you paid attention. Remember that being corrected shows that you care. To be indifferent would have been to be quiet. You would have felt lost in silence. I chose to be involved because I care about your future. Now walk forward with more determination. Watch what you think. Be careful what you say. Watch what you choose. I agree with everything you do. When you look back on this time, you'll see how it changed your field forever. It was here that your spiritual base got stronger. Here is where your awareness grew up. This is where your focus got stronger. You need to know that when discipline is weak, spiritual authority is weak, too. Power flows best through people who are careful and on purpose. Your authority shook for a moment when you let that mistake happen. Before it broke, I made it stable. The enemy couldn't use your hesitation against me, so I stopped them. Not all people can be forgiven. Some people can be changed. You can fix your relationship by forgiving, but you can fix your power by changing. It's not enough for me for you to just feel relieved. I want to change everything about you. Root change stops repetition. You've started to see patterns in the way you think that you didn't see before. Being aware of that is my spirit shining a light on your inner life. I'm not only correcting what you do, but also what drives you. Long before actions are seen, motivations shape direction. I'm putting your goals back in line with your motives. You can say that you choose change over comfort by typing 1717 in the comments. Before this correction, there was a hint of laziness. It was easy for you to feel good about past wins. You thought that strength would last on its own, so you weren't paying attention. Strength needs to be kept up on purpose. I want to remind you that the rules you followed yesterday can't protect the choices you made today. You didn't make that mistake by accident. It had something to do with an old weakness that hadn't been fully fixed. It had been quiet, so you thought it was gone. But being quiet does not mean you are healed. I left it open so that it could be taken off completely. You're now more careful about what you let in. That care is growing wisdom. Wisdom doesn't get rid of temptation. It just spots it early. Early recognition keeps things from getting too complicated. Please pay attention to how much stronger your beliefs feel right now. They were softer and easier to agree on before the correction. They feel firm again now. Your peace will be kept by strong beliefs. Forces you couldn't see were hoping you wouldn't hear me. They hoped you would pick having pride over being humble. But your choice to listen messed up what they were expecting. Spiritual strength comes from listening. In the comments, type 1616 to say that you will always choose to listen. You need to understand that I'm making you stronger. It's not in comfort that you become resilient. It's made when people accept correction instead of fighting it. You took it in. What you heard was anger that has now turned into clarity. Being clear changes how you move. You're walking more slowly. You're giving this more thought. You are making your choices with more thought. Your life is about to get better in many ways. Stability is needed for those chances. Being disciplined leads to steadiness. I'm getting better at that discipline every day. You shouldn't let the thought of making a mistake scare you. Use it to learn new things. Fear makes confidence weak. Knowing more makes you smarter. You are still picked. That is still the same. In fact, your response to being corrected has made your point stronger. Heaven saw that you were sorry for your mistake and that you were humble. Put 1818 in the comments to show that you'd rather be humble than proud. I'm also giving you back your spiritual authority. Power was shook for a moment, but it wasn't lost. As soon as alignment is restored, authority returns. You can now align things better than before. Up ahead, there will be times when you want to push the limits again. Remember how quickly I stepped in. Remember how important it felt to have peace again. Think about that memory as you go. You are about to enter a time when your influence will grow quietly. Honesty is needed to have influence. Discipline is needed for integrity. To be disciplined, you need to be aware. I'm making each layer stronger. You won't be ashamed of the mistake you made in the future. It will follow you around like smarts. Destiny is safe with wisdom. Please keep your heart soft. My voice stays clear when I speak softly. When hearts are hard, it's hard to hear. Even when you were pushed, you stayed soft. My anger didn't last long. My advice is always available. I will keep shaping you. I will keep correcting you when I need to. That's how growth stays steady. You must keep the peace you carry with you safe. Peace doesn't just happen. It lasts because people obey. Being obedient keeps you on track. The future still looks good. The promises are still valid. The calling is still strong. No changes have been made. Be sure as you walk forward. Be careful as you walk forward. Be humble as you walk forward. You stayed and listened. So acceleration has taken the place of delay because you obeyed. Risk has been replaced by protection. You are stronger now than you were before because you accepted correction. I will still look out for you. I'm still your guide. I am still making your way. The mistake heaven saw doesn't make you who you are. You are known by the humility that heaven saw afterward. Your next season is safe because you are humble. Keep an eye out. Stay in line. Stay true to God. I'm still not done with you. I'm making you better so that you have a good balance of favor and discipline. The anger that you used to feel is now wisdom that walks with you. What darkness tries to protect is made weaker by light. As soon as I told you about that hidden weakness, it started to lose its power. Something changed in the unseen world, but you might not have felt it right away. What used to have a small effect on how you thought has lessened, its hold was broken by exposure. You need to know that heaven saw both your mistake and your potential. That the answer came quickly is because your life is not normal. Small changes matter more when someone has a purpose. Small deviations will not change a big destiny. I promise. The choice you made was a mix of pride and exhaustion. It got old for you to fight in that area. At that time, you wanted relief more than doing the right thing. I could see how tired they were when they failed. I talked to both in the comments. Type TWSY20 to show that you choose strength even when you're tired. It's important to be disciplined but not perfect. It's about not giving up. You get back up quickly, even when you fall. That quick return shows strength. Delay would have made the damage worse. I also want you to see how this moment has made you more aware of yourself. Now you're being more honest with yourself. You're not as likely to justify habits that make you feel good but are bad for you. Being honest is what makes growth possible. It was a boundary being pushed back with the anger you heard. Gifts are safe with boundaries. There are no limits on blessing, so it flows. I closed the boundary so nothing that was supposed to drain you could go on. You may have felt exposed when I talked to you, but it's safe to be exposed around me. I correct out of love, not shame. I rebuild with pride. In the comments, type 2121 to show that you are open to loving correction. You are now more wary of small compromises. Being careful will save you in ways you can't see yet. You will be put to the test again in the future, but this will make you stronger. You are about to experience the good things that come with obeying. They were waiting for you to line up. Alignment has been fixed. There will be movement. Do not forget how much I stopped. It can take years to fix some effects. A moment of correction put an end to years of trouble. That's kindness. You need to keep your spirit open. Sensitivity lets you quickly find drift. Drift takes a while. It is important to find things early. The mistake doesn't make your story what it is. Your answer tells you where to go. You answered in a humble way. That answer cleared the way for you. Put 2222 in the comments to show that you've decided to be humble again today. Now that you're older, excuses don't work as well for you. You'll feel sure of yourself more quickly. You'll get used to it faster. You'll be more careful with your guard. In addition, I'm making you stronger. When people accept correction without anger, they build resilience. You didn't make your heart tough. Being soft makes you easy to teach. Through that compromise, there were almost hidden doors that opened. I shut them. Some doors don't look dangerous until they get wider. I did not let it get wider. You are no longer scared as you walk. You are aware as you walk. Being aware boosts confidence. Fear stops you. I got rid of fear and put clarity in its place. You can feel more reverence building in your heart. That respect is good for you. It keeps you from making hasty decisions that will cost you a lot. I'm giving you back your holy awareness. Being aware makes you careful without making you scared. What you went through wasn't public exposure. It was private correction because I care about your pride. I told you off in private. I don't make the people I'm building feel bad. I quietly make them stronger so that they can stand tall later. That's how I treat you. You can type 333 in the comments to show that you agree to private correction in exchange for public strength. In another part of your life, you were starting to see why you should give in. When pride wants to shut down conviction, it uses the language of justification. I could hear your thoughts and see how they were affecting your comfort. I stopped that line of thinking before it changed your standards. Standards keep fate safe. Remember that calling doesn't get rid of temptation. It makes people more responsible. The more important the goal, the more carefully it needs to be protected. You will learn how to protect it without getting nervous. Guarding is done on purpose, not out of fear. You might have been confused about why the correction felt so strong compared to how big the mistake was. That's because I measure not only what was done, but also where it was going. I cared more about the direction than the time. I changed the direction so that the moment wouldn't get bigger. You are becoming more spiritually sensitive than you were before. You now wait before you act. You now think about ideas before you agree with them. That break is growth. Rapid growth slows down hasty choices. In the comments, type 666 to say that you will take a moment to think about your choice. I'm also making your honesty stronger. Being honest means being who you are when no one is looking. You thought that mistake would be hidden, but it was there. But I can see everything. Being honest gives people confidence that doesn't depend on praise. I'm giving you back your confidence. You're starting to understand that my anger was never about being turned down. It had to do with alignment. When you are aligned, you are safe. Your path stays steady when you're safe. Being steady keeps your progress steady. Good things are coming your way right now. They need to be mature to last. I told you the truth because I want you to be ready when they get here. When blessings don't grow up, they can turn into burdens. I'm making sure that what I give you won't be too much for you. You are also learning that having faith is a gift. It shows that your heart can still beat. If your heart was hard, being told you're wrong would not move you. But you really felt it. That depth shows that you have life in you. Do not lose the sense of humility that this season has given you. Being humble lets you learn. Being teachable helps you grow. Growth helps you do your job. In the comments, type 8088 to show that you are still willing to learn. I want you to see how quickly things got better after you gave up. As soon as you agreed to be corrected, peace began to return. That peace is proof that things are in line. When you align, you always feel lighter than when you resist. The enemy thought you would defend yourself. He thought that my pride would make me shut up and not speak up. You chose to listen, though. He wasn't expecting to hear what he said. That choice made his plan less strong. You now have a better understanding of what will happen. Threats are not what consequences are. These are facts that point the way so that you would make a different choice next time. I showed you what might have happened. Also, your faith is growing stronger. It's not just about comfort anymore. Accountability is now part of it. Being responsible keeps faith strong because it keeps it grounded. You will remember this correction and be thankful at some point in the future. Thankful I didn't keep quiet. Thankful that I stepped in early. Thankful that I cared enough about your future to confront you. You are still safe in my eyes. There is nothing being taken back. In fact, your obedience has made it stronger. Favor freely flows through hearts that are in order. Pay close attention now. Pay attention to small changes. Long-term direction is set by small changes. You are quickly becoming aware of them. Be sure of yourself as you walk forward. The anger you used to hear has completely changed into advice. You have become wise because of the warning. The mistake has turned into a strength. That mistake you made was a mirror. You need to understand that in some ways it showed you that you were stronger than you thought and weaker than you thought. So you could see, well, I let that mirror stand in front of you. Clarity stops illusions. Illusion keeps people stuck in cycles they don't want to see. You are almost done setting up a rhythm of compromise. Rhythms feel right once they start to work. Before comfort, I messed up the rhythm. Going in the wrong direction is dangerous. I changed your rhythm so that it was more disciplined. Being told you're wrong and choosing to stay is a strong choice. Many run when they are caught. Many hide when they are seen. You stuck around. Making that choice has made your spiritual back stronger. In the comments, type 444 to show that you choose to be brave over being afraid. You are about to enter your divine future. But remember, this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary where we discuss the Word daily and stand in the gap for one another. This is not poetry. When Jesus says, "Give and heaven will open over you." On this platform, every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and a hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall. Share your heart. And as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit our community now. Join the family and see your heavens open. I'm changing not only how you act but also how you react. You will be able to resist temptation faster when it comes back. There will be less hesitation which used to make room for compromise. I'm making your instincts stronger so that you will obey right away. You need to know that what I'm doing for you is making you last a long time. Quick success without depth falls apart when the pressure builds. I'm adding depth. Depth can hold weight without breaking. The anger you heard was fire that kept you safe. Fire improves metal by taking away its weakness. You're stronger now that something weak has been burned off. Weakness can't stand up to being improved. There were spiritual doors ready for people to open them. Your small concession almost made that deal happen. Before the door could open all the way, I walked in. I saw the whole picture, but you didn't. I watch over what you can't see. Peace feels fuller now than it did before. You can tell. That's because bringing peace back after correction brings awareness. You know what almost made it stop. You value it more now that you know that. In the comments, type 1 to say that you will protect the peace that has been restored. You're also being more honest with yourself. Before this, you quickly made sense of some of your thoughts. You now question them. That questioning is a sign that you are becoming more mature. I want you to understand how much I care about your growth. I do not let corrections happen at random. I keep track of time. When your heart is ready to hear, I speak. You might not have listened if I had talked to you earlier. The damage might have gotten worse if I had waited longer. You are becoming more disciplined in your daily life. Make small changes to the things you do and the way you react. These small changes will lead to bigger wins. Remember that being chosen does not mean you don't have to do anything. It makes it bigger. When there is a calling, it needs to be handled with more care. The way I teach you to handle it well. I wasn't surprised by the mistake, but how you responded to being corrected was very important. You chose to be humble instead of rebelling. That choice made your covering stronger. Put 1313 in the comments to show that you choose to be humble every day. As the season changes, there will be more things to distract you. There are times when chance and temptation show up at the same time. Which one you choose will depend on your discernment. I'm making that discernment stronger. Right now, you need to pay more attention to your thoughts. Thoughts are like seeds. It takes care to water seeds so they grow. I'm showing you how to pull up unhealthy seeds early on. This correction shouldn't make you doubt yourself. It should be made better. When confidence is refined, it is quieter but stronger. It doesn't depend on being perfect. Follow through is needed. The anger you heard was hiding lessons. One of those lessons is to pay attention to where you're going. It's not just what you did that interests me. I'm interested in where it led you. Destiny depends on direction. Right now, you are not behind. Because of that, you are ahead. When accepted, correction speeds up growth. You took it in. I'm proud of how mature you are becoming. That maturity will keep you safe when things get tough. What discipline has built is shown by pressure. Don't become careless again once the season is over. Growth needs to keep going. People need to practice discipline. Awareness needs to be kept safe. I will still look out for you. I didn't take off my covering because I was mad. It made it stronger. I'm closer now than I was before. The road ahead of you is still good. The promises are still valid. There are no longer any plans. Everything has become stronger. Be more careful as you walk forward. Move forward with more respect. Move forward with more faith. You paid attention when it was most important. Your future is still safe because you listened. Your call is still safe because you answered. The mistake you made showed how quickly things can change. It was going smoothly until all of a sudden you lost your balance. That slip didn't kill you, but it did show you how important it is to pay attention to progress. Progress needs to be carefully watched. This is how I teach you to protect it. There is more seriousness growing in your spirit right now. Being serious is not the same as being heavy. It's taking on more responsibility. Being responsible makes you a better person. Character keeps blessings going. Never think that my correction means I don't like your work. Denial pushes you away. Correction is getting closer. I told you what was wrong because I care about how you are growing up. I'm making you into someone who can have an impact without giving into impulses. In the comments, type 1414 to show that you are ready to take charge of your growth. The spot where you tripped wasn't chosen at random. It had something to do with an old weakness that hadn't been fully fixed. It had been quiet, so you thought it was gone. But being quiet does not mean you are healed. I left it open so that it could be taken off completely. You're now more careful about what you let in. That care is growing wisdom. Being smart doesn't keep you from being tempted. It sees it right away. Early recognition keeps things from getting too complicated. Please pay attention to how much stronger your beliefs feel right now. They were softer and easier to work with before the correction. They feel firm again now. Your peace will be kept by strong beliefs. Forces you couldn't see were hoping you wouldn't hear me. They hoped you would pick having pride over being humble. But your choice to listen messed up what they were expecting. Spiritual strength comes from listening. In the comments, type 1616 to say that you will always choose to listen. You need to understand that I'm making you stronger. It's not in comfort that you become resilient. It's made when people accept correction instead of fighting it. You took it in. What you heard was anger that has now turned into clarity. Being clear changes how you move. You're walking more slowly. You're giving this more thought. You are making your choices with more thought. Your life is about to get better in many ways. Stability is needed for those chances. Being disciplined leads to steadiness. Every day I'm getting better at that discipline. You shouldn't let the thought of making a mistake scare you. Use it to learn new things. Fear, snorts, makes confidence weak. Knowing more makes you smarter. You are still picked. That is still the same. In fact, your response to being corrected has made your point stronger. Heaven saw that you were sorry for your mistake and that you were humble. Put 1818 in the comments to show that you'd rather be humble than proud. I'm also giving you back your spiritual authority. Power was shook for a moment, but it wasn't lost. As soon as alignment is restored, authority returns. You can now align things better than before. Up ahead, there will be times when you want to push the limits again. Remember how quickly I stepped in. Remember how important it felt to have peace again. Think about that memory as you go. You are about to enter a time when your influence will grow quietly. Honesty is needed to have influence. Discipline is needed for integrity. To be disciplined, you need to be aware. I'm making each layer stronger. You won't be ashamed of the mistake you made in the future. It will follow you around like smarts. Destiny is safe with wisdom. Please keep your heart soft. My voice stays clear when I speak softly. When hearts are hard, it's hard to hear. Even when pushed, you stay soft. My anger didn't last long. My advice is always available. I will keep shaping you. I will keep correcting you when I need to. That's how growth stays steady. You must keep the peace you carry with you safe. Peace doesn't just happen. It lasts because people obey. Being obedient keeps you on track. The future still looks good. The promises are still valid. The calling is still strong. No changes have been made. Be sure as you walk forward. Be careful as you walk forward. Be humble as you walk forward. You stayed and listened. So acceleration has taken the place of delay because you obeyed. Risk has been replaced by protection. You are stronger now than you were before because you accepted correction. I will still look out for you. I'm still your guide. I am still making your way. The mistake heaven saw doesn't make you who you are. You are known by the humility that heaven saw afterward. Your next season is safe because you are humble. Keep an eye out. Stay in line. Stay true to God. I'm still not done with you. I'm making you better so that you have a good balance of favor and discipline. The anger that you used to feel is now wisdom that walks with you. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is a divine appointment meant specifically for you. You are being invited into a protected faith-filled community at the link in the description and pinned comment, a place where divine abundance is not just a hope but a promise built on the Word. By heading to the site right now, you are unlocking access to a sacred community of like-minded believers. When you join our membership tiers, you gain immediate entry to powerful content, daily devotions, and divine insights that are hidden from the world. This is your chance to enter a sanctuary where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support on our prayer wall, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join our inner circle through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the personalized messages and spiritual warfare tools meant to elevate your life. If you feel called to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. For those who want to amplify this work and carry the light home, you can find our guided ebooks and Bibles in the pinned comment. Whether you join as a member or sow a seed through our resources, your presence and energy change the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits.